Hey!
Well, if it isn't my good buddy Mark
And my good pal John.
Oh, isn't it nice to see you? I see you every day. I'll live with you in this
Well,
house.
I open my eyes and there you are.
No, it's not that.
Why
close.
are you over my bed every morning?
I'm not, Mark.
No.
No, I'm not. So
welcome to episode 2 of Now What?
Now what?
Now what?
Now
Oh,
what?
I always use the inflection the wrong way.
No, there's no wrong way to say now what. It's a term of like frustration now, especially with what's going on. It's like now what? Like
now,
like
but
our
I was
neighbor,
going,
like
now
our
what?
neighbor, like our neighbor.
Oh yeah, yeah. Our neighbor across the alley, their garage went up in smoke.
I know, and the smoke was. I was in the studio doing some artwork, and he calls me upstairs. Look out the back window, see these billows of black smoke, and you walked over there, right?
Well,
and neighbors are filming with their phone, and I'm like, why don't you just call the fire department with your phone, you morons?
Yeah, well,
poor guy's life is going up in flames, and you're like, hey, let's take a selfie with
he
it.
was apparently, and this is still rumor because.
Well, then
I
don't
didn't
say
talk to him.
anything. Then don't say.
No,
it was a meth lab.
Yeah,
and
no. It was nothing like that. But basically, what was happening was that he was testing out his not lawnmower, his snowblower,
right,
for the winter, getting it ready.
Of course.
And while he spilled some gas onto the motor, and whatever happened, a spark or whatever, it lit, it ignited, and then he dropped the gas can he was holding, which then that gas caught and it spread everywhere. And before he could stop it, his garage was up in flames.
All right, I got a story. When I used to live in Norwood Flats, I was out back having a few beers, getting the fire ready in the fire pit.
Yep.
And it wasn't catching because I cannot light a fire to save my life. And so I have the fire pit in the wood, and newspapers rolled up. Nothing. So I get the gas can. I know this is wrong. I'm smarter than this, but evidently not. And no one was outside. Everybody's in the house. And I take the gas can, and there's some embers going, and I poured gas on it, and the flame went up. It went up, and the can exploded like a Roadrunner cartoon. My pants caught on fire. I am not making this up. And so I dove into a snowbank. And but I brought in the can into the house, and it was split like Yosemite Sam's cannon. And the family just looked at me like, can we return you?
That's hilarious.
No, it's not. I almost blowed myself up.
Yeah. So I want to play something we played last week, just because.
Why? This is a brand new show. We already have reruns.
But come on, this guy is funny, and I watched it over the week.
Who was it called by?
Our mic is live, so you can talk about
networks.
Oh, Giuliani's insane.
All the networks. We have to forget about the law.
Well, this is the story
Judges
behind
don't
this.
count.
I'm sure you know. The Trump people,
all the networks
booked the Four Seasons. Think they were booking the Four Seasons Hotel to make this press conference.
Yep.
And they booked the Four Seasons strip mall.
Yeah.
And they are doing that in front of a adult book and toy shop.
Yes.
So that's nice. And you know what I don't get? Because I've been in TV and whatnot. If you see the location and it doesn't look right, you don't go somewhere else.
You don't start putting your posters up. Trump right beside inflatable dolls.
All right. No, we didn't have to go into detail.
Oh, yes, we did.
No, okay, fine.
So today was another day in history.
What happened? You cleaned your socks?
Yes, that too. But SpaceX sent up 4 astronauts to the International Space Station. They're not only is this amazing because it's a privately built rocket. It's not NASA,
which concerns me.
Elon Musk has been sending up like satellites for months upon months.
Right, sure.
Now he's sending people up.
Okay.
And we've got one gentleman there. He's going to be the first man of color to be up there for 6 months straight.
Okay.
So I got.
Now, when you wait. Let me before you hit the button there. Everybody's pumped about it. That's great. They say it's historic. It's historic. I didn't know anything about it. Okay, and I thought they were going to Mars. So I'm like, is this the Mars one I've heard they're going to do? I know, but they're going to the International Space Station. To me, that's like an 18-wheeler going to a truck stop. But they're going up, refueling, hanging out for 6 months, see what's around. and come back down.
Have you
I'm not-
seen the capsule they're going up
I
in?
don't care.
It's like playing an Xbox.
I don't care. I don't want no. It impress me. Go to Mars. You can get back to me
They're
when you
going
go to Mars.
but this is they got to send people.
I
up
bet
for-
Walmart will be at Mars before we are.
Well, they've got to start. They got to be there so that we can buy stuff when we get there.
Yeah, that's fine.
But they're gonna have curbside pickup
Space
once we're there.
station. It's a truck stop for spaceships. Go on, show the clip.
I'm going to show the clip. I've reduced it down. I've cut out the things in the middle to show you the launch to the first stage cut off. I think it was really, really cool.
It is
This
cool.
excites me.
Poised to go catch it. "20 seconds till liftoff."
I love the graphics they're using now.
Yeah, they're numbers.
Falcon 9 is configured for flight.
Well, it's not that little clock in the
9,
corner, you know.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition.
And resilience rises. Not even gravity contains humanity when we explore as one for all.
She wrote that down.
Yeah, she had to. I would remember that.
That's impressive. Look at that. That is impressive. It really is.
That's the word we want to hear. Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
That's pretty cool.
You know, and the wonderful thing about night ones is you can watch it for so long.
Flying crew on board Dragon and Falcon 9.
Oh boy.
Stage 1 is preparing to throttle down. This is in preparation for max
Did you ever want to
Q,
be an
which is maximum
astronaut?
Oh,
aerodynamic
yeah.
pressure.
I still want to be an astronaut.
Well, they used to
That
call
call
me
up for throttle down.
John Failure to Launch Youngberg.
Power and telemetry continue to be nominal for the vehicle, now traveling at
I figured I'd say it before you
262
did.
meters per second.
Failure to launch.
That is cool.
Falcon 9 is supersonic.
Supersonic.
There's that call out. The Falcon 9 is supersonic, and we will be
In 1
passing
minute
through
and
max
7
Q
seconds,
very
they're
shortly.
We've
supersonic.
begun the throttle down in preparation for
Is that the
stage
Batcave?
separation.
No, they're getting ready to separate. Here, watch this. This is so cool.
I don't even know what I'm looking at.
That's the engine capsule looking down to the top of the other engine that's below it.
Oh.
And when it separates, you see that fall away.
Oh.
Stage separation confirmed.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That's the acquisition of signal.
Where's the audience?
And you see that stage separation has confirmed. There goes that MVAC engine.
Yeah,
Stage
heat
2,
up.
crew 1 is now on their way to the International Space
Oh,
Station.
right. You know, I joke, but that really is absolutely amazing.
So the wonderful thing is that now in 27 hours,
Yes.
they will be docking with the International Space Station. They don't have to touch a thing.
I know.
It's all automatic now.
Yep.
But they can run in manual mode
Yep. In case
by
something.
pressing buttons.
Yeah.
It's like a touchscreen. They
No,
have
it's a
special
touch screen,
gloves.
and they have special gloves
Yeah,
to do it now.
special
Yeah,
gloves to do it.
we've come a long way.
So, I think it's time to bring on our first guest.
I can't wait. It'll break up the monotony of us talking.
Yes. And the wonderful person that we're bringing on is our friend,
Luke.
Nolan from the Haberdashery. He's the one who sold me this fine.
And I
piece
showed
of-
this last week, my Indiana Jones hat that I picked up off his fence post. There you go. Look at that. Great hat. You've got great stuff. Can I ask a question? Yeah. Mike, I asked a question last week, and of course you weren't on yet. I just asked Mark, how does somebody become is it a purveyor of hats, of chapeaus? Is there a term for it?
That's a haberdasher.
Oh, so you're a haberdasherist?
No, haberdashery.
No, I'm a haberdasher. I own a haberdashery.
Okay. See, I'm not trying to be funny. I just did not know.
No, and that's
Yeah.
fine.
So how did it come about?
Well, you know what? I knew that Winnipeg was lacking any sort of hat store. There wasn't any. And I was in a different business at the time and decided to take the plunge. And I actually started off in like a kiosk in the mall in St. Vital Center. And actually, soon after I opened that, I came on the Big Breakfast and met you, John, back in that was almost 18 years ago.
Wow. Yeah. I had hair color then. Yeah.
A little bit. And I sort of graduated to a place on Corden, and I was there for 4 years, and now I'm on Albert Street. And we've been here for 12 years, but we're currently closed.
Well, of
because
course, because of COVID and
COVID.
whatnot. Now, having
Yeah.
said that, I mean, you must be doing obviously online sales and curbside and stuff like that. How can people, like, how do they find you? How do they see what you have?
Yeah, our best option. I mean, we do have a website. Our best option is Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Right.
You can find us on all those platforms. We can actually do like a virtual tour of the shop. You just have to contact me, and we can do that. Yeah, and we do curbside too. Like it was pretty successful the last few days, and we hope it continues on. And hopefully we can get back open soon in time for Christmas.
No kidding. No kidding.
Yeah.
That would be really wonderful. I'm sure there's another hat there I want.
Hey, there's always hats. Hats are good for the soul.
Hint, hint.
They're also good for the head.
That's right.
So you collect hats.
I do.
You obviously have stuff you want to talk to them about. I
Well,
have two.
We were talking about earlier about sizing of hats. Sometimes they're a little bit tight, and he actually has the ability to stretch them out a bit. But I was
Correct.
asking him, why do they sometimes re-shrink a bit? And I did not know this. He had a great answer.
Yeah. Well, when you sweat a little bit in your hat, you take it off. Just like anything, it'll shrink a little bit. So sometimes it may need a little stretching. Usually when you buy a hat, you want to have it a little bit loose, but having it a little snug is handy too. You don't want it blowing off down the road.
Well, Winnipeg being the windiest city in North America.
Yeah, especially if we're downtown here too. So
All right,
out the door,
it's going to sound like a totally moronic question, but I'm famous for those. Are there trends? Do people follow trends with hats?
Yeah, very much so. TV shows will come out like Peaky Blinders or anything like musicians that will come out wearing hats, and all of a sudden the trend starts.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like really wide brim fedoras are pretty in right now, but
now, would
they're
that be
not
the
everybody.
classic gangster hat? Would that be like the classic Al Capone hat? That's a true fedora,
Is it
correct?
yours?
Yeah, that's kind of like what I'm wearing here.
Like I'm wearing, like this one would be
Yeah,
a
like
what?
we all are.
Okay.
That's
Well, I noticed
that's
his brim. We have this discussion all the time. His brim is not as wide. Is that still classified as a fedora?
I was.
It is. It's just 50s or 60s. They had a shorter brim. In the 20s and 30s, it was, or even before that, it was a wider brim.
Okay.
So you can get up to three, like sample here, like this one here. It's like a 3.5-inch brim, and it is a bit harder, this one, so it will stay stiff.
Okay,
so it's
good.
just been pressed a little bit longer. It's a little smoother.
All right. Here's my next question. I don't mean to hog this.
No,
You
no,
can jump
no, no,
anytime
no,
you
go
want.
ahead, no.
But I find it fascinating because it is becoming more and more prominent with gentlemen and women, of course. But I'm talking when you get a hat like this, okay, care. How do you clean a hat? What's the proper way to do it? It's not like a baseball hat. You can put it on a little thing and throw it in a dishwasher.
That's
how
right.
How do you clean these? What do you recommend?
For a felt hat, it's quite simple. Yeah, like what you got there.
Yeah.
You take like if you have a shoe brush or even an old toothbrush that you're not using anymore, clean it up, and then once over the hat, like over top, smooth it out, and then just get yourself a lint brush and once over, and life is good. That'll take care of all the dust. It'll take care of all the hair, and it'll bring the hat back to good looking shape.
Okay, that's now. How about something like this, where it's a fabric style, and if you look, I don't know if you can see it. It's a little bit discolored in the front. Now, I don't know if that's from the sweating through.
That's pleasant.
That is from the sweating through. With the fab hat, especially a white, you can use one of those magic sponges or whatever, but they're really hard to get.
Clean magic sponge.
What's that?
Mr. Clean Magic Sponge?
You got it, buddy.
Really?
Yeah.
We don't endorse it, but okay.
Maybe you'll get a sponsor.
No, we won't.
Yeah, but I mean, fabric hats like this, even this fedora, it's like a tweed, but something like this will last for years if you look after it. you know. But hey, we don't just do fedoras. We do the
I
warm
know you
stuff.
don't. That was a nice segue.
Look at that.
Whoa, that's awesome.
Those are awesome.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's going to get cold here in Winnipeg. We know this.
Really?
Is. Question from Lizzie I. Is the haberdashery for men or is it for both women and men?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Lizard Eye. We do have lots of women's hats. So we've got berets. We've got all kinds of fun stuff. We've got cloches. We've got
whoa. What's a cloche?
A cloche.
A
This
cloche.
is a cloche.
Oh, like the 1920s.
Yeah, it's actually French for bell, so it's a
Oh,
bell-shaped hat.
Nice.
Yeah.
that's really nice.
Yeah. So and then we do the poor boy stuff.
I love
know.
those. I love those.
For ladies and men.
Set one aside for me, would you?
I will.
I want one.
You
That'd be
got it.
awesome. Yeah. Now this is again. I asked the obvious, Mark.
Of course.
Do
Someone who's new to the hat fashion. Is it as simple as simply running a tape measure around your head to get the size?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I didn't know if there's a different type of measurement or
like just where your hat band would be.
right.
If you measure that like with a fabric tape, you know, and you get that size, we can outfit you that way.
Okay.
It's
Well, that's
simple.
cool.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Especially during this time when it's pickup only, you know, get in
Mhm.
touch with me and we can figure that out. I should mention too, if you do buy something through the pickup or we deliver it, anything can be exchanged. So
All right.
if
So
size,
you
or color, if it's a gift or whatever, you know.
you brought up a great point. How do they get a hold of you during this COVID time if they want to get those things?
Instagram is great. It's
Do we
just
have it-
haberdashery, all one word, as well as Facebook, the haberdashery guys and girls. You can find me on there.
We'll put up all the links. If you can send me all the links,
Yep.
I'll put them up on the Now What page for people to find it.
I appreciate that.
Another question: do certain face shapes suit specific styles better than others?
For one of our viewers.
Yes, sometimes they can. Usually, a short in stature person doesn't want a really wide brim. It just makes them look shorter. So a shorter brim is good for a shorter person. It's that simple. Bigger person, bigger brim. That's as far as fedoras go. The rest of them, it's pretty simple.
I want to see something.
Wait a minute. Wait, what do you mean you put my hat on? I don't know where your head's been.
Well, I do.
That's what I'm worried about.
Now, the thing
Exactly. It's time of COVID, for Pete's sake.
I just
Forget
had my hat on.
COVID.
I just had my head on. Do I look shorter?
No, you look ridiculous.
Well, for one, he's got a way bigger head than you. So
Yeah, I have a fat head.
It has to contain all of John, right?
Yeah, well, I've been told. So
no, but you know what? And someone has a certain style in their mind, and they come in, and usually if they put it on, like let's say someone's interested in a bowler, and they go, "I've always wanted a bowler," and sometimes they come and put it on, and they're like, "That looks horrible on me."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it is good to try on. So unfortunately, that's non-existent right now, except in our little foyer. We can let you try stuff on.
Well, I'll tell you what. One of your biggest fans and one of your biggest supporters and wears a ton of your hats is my buddy, fellow comedian, Big Daddy Taz.
Yes, he
He has got an amazing collection of hats.
He does, and he's a great guy and a great
I love
customer. And we've been buddies for quite a while.
Yep, going to be on the show with us. I don't know if it's. I think it's the week after next. Of course, he doesn't know this yet, but I'll call him and he'll be on
First week
anytime.
of December, I think.
Yeah, is it?
I think so.
Oh, because he
I
does
can
amazing.
guarantee he'll be wearing a hat too.
Oh, he
yeah.
will be. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we're going to get Tazzy on it. See, what we're trying to do with the show, Luke, is in this time, because we're both there's no shows for comedians, as you know, any entertainment for bands or whatever, and DJs, event DJs and whatnot, and businesses are taking a hit. And what we want to do, aside from having a lot of fun on this show, okay, which is paramount to lift everybody's spirits, but also showcase the smaller businesses for absolutely no money whatsoever. Come on, talk as long as you want, showcase your product, tell the folks how they can get a hold of you. And that's you watching right now. If you got something, get a hold of us. We will not say no. We will not say no. And we just want to, well, hey man, we're all in this together, right?
Yeah. And you know what? It's not just me, and I realize that, but it's our whole area here, the restaurants, in the Exchange, and a lot of the shops, they're hurting. I mean, it's a horrible time. So if you can come and get some takeout from one of the restaurants, and
absolutely,
yeah, it's just all helps. Small business, shop small,
Yep. And as a matter of fact, you mentioned restaurants. Next week we have Scotty McTaggart on from Fusion Grill, who is
Nice.
also, he's real big with the Manitoba Restaurant Association and nationally as well, and talking about the whole situation. And it's getting harder and harder. So our only criteria is small business. We love that you have an online shop. Anything we can do to help you.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Any little bit helps. So we're here.
Sure.
We're here to try to serve the community. So.
And you do a great job of it. Tina says, my daughter, Sika Lynn, loves her hats from the Haberdashery. Always excellent service every time I've been there. Great Christmas gift.
Wow.
Nice.
Is that Tina Lucy?
Yeah.
Oh, Tina. Hi, sweetheart. I was just talking to her on the phone today. We're doing another project with them.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. So that's the wraps. Yeah. She's wonderful. Tina, yes, they do a great job down there. A great job. I left out a word.
Yes. Gooder English today.
That's right. I went to school for 11th grade. Was the best 4 years of my life.
So what else is new? Like you were telling me the definition of a haberdasher earlier. I did not know. I thought it was only hats.
No, actually, it started, I believe, in England and made its way across the pond. And so they'd have large department stores. In one area of department store, there'd be a hatter there. And they would sell socks and ties and, scarves and that kind of thing. And we sell a lot of that. But mostly people come to us for hats, right? So we do have gloves. We've got mitts. We've got ties and bow ties and things like that as well. So, that's where it originated from back in the day.
That's right. I'm 58 years old and I have no idea how to tie a bow tie.
Wow. Hey, we can do a clinic. Once this code red is over, I'll have you over for a clinic. We can do.
Yeah, maybe we can film it.
We can even do it on the show.
There you go.
We can have a tutorial, as they call it.
Okay, there used to be a show. There used to be a show on TV. It was an English show where it was in a department store. And
are you being served?
Yeah, are you being served?
Are you being served? That's a haberdashery.
No, it's a it's a department store.
Yeah. In the department store, there were two guys that worked in the haberdashery.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there was one in the store.
And they would do the hats, and they would do the gloves, and they would do the ties.
And the ties, and it didn't seem like
what a great show. I love British humor. That was a great show.
I never put two and two together.
It was a good show.
You could have been on it.
I could have. I'm not too good at the English accent, but actually, I did go to England before all this COVID thing happened, and
quit bragging.
I did a bunch of hat shops, and man, that was entertaining for sure.
All right, so we're gonna let you go, and we got more. Are we?
Yeah, we got more.
I don't know. I didn't mean to jump on it.
No, we got Brian Glow coming up.
Oh, Brian Glow. That's right. He's coming on.
He's coming up.
Glowing.
He is glowing.
Yes.
International musician.
Illusionist, Mark.
Illusionist, magician. He's going to excite us with a few tricks tonight.
That's right.
And then later on, we've got the sports doctor.
The sports doctor, Dave Petrishen, will be on. You never know what he's going to talk about. This should be fun. Luke, thanks so much for coming on. We're going to have you back. And tell your friends if they want to get a hold of us in the Exchange down there, Albert Street area. Please let us know. We'd love to. We'll showcase Winnipeg because we want everybody to get through this.
Well, thank you for having me on, gentlemen. It was my pleasure.
All right. Take care.
Take care.
There
So-
we go. That's pretty cool. I learned a lot.
I love the guy. I mean, every time I go there, he doesn't just here's your hat, get out. He talks to you.
What kind of stores do you go
Hey,
into?
you know, I've been to a few.
Here's your milk. Get the hell out.
Well, no,
Yeah, bastard.
this hat here, I got it. It was a little bit tight.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things, I went in and he said, "Hey, do you have a few minutes?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Let me stretch it out for you now, and then we'll try it. And if it needs more, we'll stretch it out a little bit more."
Is anybody else making up the worst possible jokes in their mind like I am?
You can bite me, right? So, what's new with you?
Well, I'm your dad, who, by the way, we should mention had a birthday.
Yep.
We're going to get to that later, or
Yep,
should we mention it?
we can do it now. My father, Robin Dobre, he is
Your dad?
82 years old.
That's fantastic. Happy birthday. Belated, but
my
happy birthday.
hero.
Oh, of
Honestly,
course.
my hero. Spent a number of years 6 years in the Canadian military.
Mhm.
Even though he's from England, he came to Canada
Mhm.
and spent time in the medical corps.
Okay.
My favorite story of his is that a general was here in Canada, happened to see my father in the X-ray department. While in Germany, they needed an X-ray tech. He just remembered my father because my father told him a joke, and so he had my dad sent over there. My dad was not an X-ray tech, so every X-ray he was taking, he was looking in the book and trying to find out how to do it.
Wow.
And we need an ankle. Page 85 ankles. Okay, do this.
Head bones connected. Do this.
He was
Neck
8 months as an X-ray tech.
Didn't know the anatomy.
He didn't. Yeah, he
And
did
here's
it.
another thing that first of all, we already know your mom has it in for me. She thinks I'm mean to you, but I'm being very nice tonight. Even wore a tie. But your dad asked if my beard was real.
He did. Well, because just because of the fact that it doesn't look real. Look.
Ow, you bastard. Ow. It's
Well,
real.
It's real.
Hey, give that back. That's my Dorito.
Oh, hang on. I got some
Get away from me. No, what are you doing?
Smarties.
Oh, yeah. I have Smarties on every show. Thank you very much. It's just a nervous habit. I got to nibble on something.
And now we need to find out if there's red ones. So, talking about Smarties and food.
Yes.
I want to start up a new segment of our show.
Oh, you told me you weren't going to
called
do
Things
this.
You Don't Do with Your
You told
Food.
me you weren't going to do this.
Yeah. So, check this out. And
Do you want to preface it first?
No. I want them to watch this. And if you like this segment, we will continue.
You do
on
not
with
want to
others.
even tell them what it's called?
It says so right in the beginning.
All right, man. I'm calling my lawyer.
Actually, it's called
Actually,
25
my lawyer's not talking to me
25
anymore.
things you can do with a banana.
Uh-huh. No.
25 things to do with a banana.
A smile. A frown. A boomerang. A baseball. A stress ball. A weapon. A cell phone.
Hello? Yes, I would like a double-decker diabetes cheeseburger.
A beak. Fruit ninja. Fruit hunter. Fruit fighter. A hand. A foot. A head.
I am a banana!
Makeup.
First, you have to apply the foundation. And then you can apply all the eyeliner, lipstick, and everything that makes you look beautiful.
A kickball. A mask.
I'm Banana Man.
A toothbrush. A tongue. A snack. An iPod. An air freshener. A hammer. A banana hammock. A tire block.
Oh my Lord, the banana hammock kills me.
I'm sure it did. Oh, yes, that was delightful. And it's not one single thing I bet half of you twisted-minded people thought.
Yep.
Yeah.
25 things you can do with the banana.
So wait, this is going to be a regular thing now?
I'm hoping. What do you guys think? Is it worthy of being a regular thing?
Bizarre, not bananas, but bizarre.
No,
fruit,
but bizarre
food things.
things.
Food things.
Food.
Doesn't be fruit. Be
Not
food.
Food.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Things you can do with your meat.
Okay, back to that, are we?
Yeah.
All right. You know, your parents are watching. I'm watching
I
my
hope
language
not.
tonight, you know, because you gave me crap about it before.
Well, to a degree.
Well, yeah, I'm being good. You told me we're on YouTube. We can say whatever
You
you
can also,
want. So I said whatever I want, and then I get yelled at.
You can also use the peel to polish and clean your shoes.
Who's that from?
Stephanie.
Oh, yeah, my friend.
That's awesome. And also, Linda says, yes, it should definitely be on again. And Lizard says, poor bananas.
A banana human rights person?
Yeah. We need those two.
Yeah, I think so.
So, do you know who's coming on next?
Don't tell me.
You want a clue?
Brian Glow?
Here's a clue.
Hi everybody, you know, all magicians, before we do a show, we do all kinds of exercises to limber up our fingers to make sure that we're at peak magical performance. And I'm going to show you a few of them. These are just individual finger exercises where you just open and close your fingers like that. And this is probably the most important exercise we do, and this, you should learn this. You stick your hands out and you wiggle them out like you're making a magic. Yeah, like that, okay? Now, you're going to turn your thumbs down, and you're going to clasp your hands, and don't let go, but keep your thumbs down, like really down like that, okay? Now, hold it tight, and twist your hands up. And now you're ready to start the show. What do you mean you're having a hard time? Well, you just practice that. Magicians use all kinds of props in their show, and that could be something as simple as a coin or a deck of cards or even a cup. But you know, real magicians always like to have something a little more iconic. Now, I've got a little coin purse here, and one of the things that magicians are most known for are the magic wand. Now, you can do all kinds of really fun things with a magic wand. I'm going to show you just one of them. For instance, you could hold it like this, grab your wrist nice and tight, start to shake, and when you open your fingers, an amazing thing happens. It can't come off your hand. Want to see how?
There we go.
Ripped off. He didn't show us how.
Well, that's what you have to tune in for, because we can talk about that.
How you doing, buddy?
Excellent, thank you. You guys are looking pretty spiffy.
Well, you know, once a week I dress up a little bit, you know?
Mark said you showered too.
Yeah, well, once a week, whether I need
for the show.
Exactly. So how are you holding up through all this?
Really pretty good. It's been kind of fun because this is the first time probably in more than 40 years I've had an actual real break. And not that I wanted an 8-month break, but you know, them's the breaks. So what I've done is I've been working on new projects, new shows, new podcasts, teaching courses, virtual shows that are coming up, as well as working on a brand new show, which usually takes a year or two to produce. Well, I'm almost ready now. So that's, for me, that's pretty exciting.
Now, I'm going to ask, because people may not aware of just how extensive your touring is, and you literally have been around the world.
Yeah, I've been pretty lucky. The show's been touring since literally 1973. We've done just over 45 countries on a regular basis, not just once. And I've been to visit more countries, but I've performed actually in 45 countries. And most of my work has been major corporate shows, sales meetings, product launches, trade shows, that sort of thing. But of course, when I was younger, it was fairs and festivals and literally anything that people would sit down and watch. I'll do it, from bar mitzvahs and weddings and christenings. I mean, I'll do a funeral if you'd have me. So
Who has an illusionist at a christening?
Raise, you know,
I have
the baby.
I have had every kind of show you can possibly imagine, including christenings and far more. The worst situation I remember several years ago was a Christmas party, a giant Christmas party for a big corporation, where 3 days before the show, the president of the company was killed in a motorcycle accident.
Oh my!
You're on.
Oh my! Oh my!
It was.
That's awesome.
Cheer everybody up.
See, I'm sorry, because next question to you before you told us was, have you ever played a funeral? That seriously was my next question. And you told that story, and yeah,
levitate the body right out of the casket.
All right, now you're being.
I actually performed at a funeral after the burial and the whole 9 yards. They thought Brian will be great to cheer everybody up.
Wow, how'd that go?
Let's sauce it.
You know what? It was fabulous. It was absolutely fabulous. I had some background on the deceased, and I used it in a really positive, fun way. And I will tell you, it was a hoot. I really had a good time. And I will tell you, I was going, no, I can't do this. And they kept calling and calling, you've got to do this. He loved you. He would, when he was favorite entertainers. And I said, all right, I'm in.
Well, so I guess it'd be more impressive and I guess what's the word I'm looking for? Appropriate as a form of entertainment at a funeral than a comedian. So you know.
You never know. It depends on the crowd. I gotta tell you.
Yeah, tough room. You know?
Boy, they're dead.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness. So what do we got tonight? What are we gonna do?
Well, you know what? We're gonna have a little bit of fun. We're gonna talk. We're gonna play. I've got a couple of illusions I'd love to show you guys, and I'm gonna teach a few tricks. One of the things that I've been embarking on for the last several months is I'm building up an entire repertoire of little tricks and illusions that people can watch for free on YouTube. But this isn't your regular performance. What it is in a teaching sense is I absolutely hate the word trick. I think it's demeaning. I think it's, I fooled you, you're an idiot. Rather, I would like to show you an experience. I want to take you along for the ride, and I want you to be able to show someone else something amazing that will change their day, put a smile on people's faces, and walk away going, you know, I'm really glad I bumped into that guy or that young lady. And so that's been the thesis of the trick. So it may be small tricks, but I'm taking it what maybe a child might learn, but bringing it up to an adult or corporate level where it's actual presentation. So you have multiple levels. A young kid can learn how to do it, or if you're in a corporate event and you want to break the ice during a sales meeting, you'll be able to use one of these tricks, or maybe I use the word trick again, one of these experiences, and you will be the hero. And because that's
great. That sounds like a great idea.
I think it's really fun, and of course it's going to lead to some bigger things where if you want to go on and learn some really hard professional stuff, well, I'll help you along that journey too. You can get teaching sessions on Zoom, or there'll be more private subscription levels on YouTube and that on private channels, of course. And so that's one end of it. And then the other is I've been doing a lot of anti-bullying and anti-suicide work, as you know, for the last 12 years in the Arctic.
Fantastic.
And I've been producing videos that are going up, 20, 30-minute episodes for free. The last episodes we did were sponsored by the Katavik Regional Police, up in Nunavik, which is northern Quebec. They're having a terrible suicide problem, as is the entire Arctic, particularly in one specific area. And they asked if I could come back and help out. I had just visited all 14 communities, went to every single community doing a show, interacting with kids, doing workshops on anti-bullying and anti-suicide, working one-on-one, working in classrooms, and it was great. And I use magic as my vehicle to get messaging across. So most of my work in corporate, even to this day, is all about messaging. How do you get a boring sales message and make it exciting and attention-getting? And you could be at a trade show where there's 40, 50,000 people walking by booths. Who are you going to stop? Are you going to stop with the guy who opened up his wallet and flames appeared and all of a sudden money and $100 bills are fanned out in front of you? Or are you going to go to the guy holding some free t-shirts? Let me tell you, I will stop you in your tracks and then entertain you. And as I'm entertaining you, getting the sales message inculcated into the trick itself. So you're not only getting entertained, you're getting information. It's real infotainment.
That's really a cool idea. Yeah, I've done a few.
So what I'm doing is I'm taking that same psychology and I've been using that in anti-bullying and anti-suicide messaging to get it to the kids and adults who I'm working with, so that the information will stick with them. Because you could be told 100 times the same things. It's not rocket science. Some of the work that we're doing is really basic messaging, but it's got to stick. If it doesn't stick, if you don't take action, nothing happens. So hopefully, with having a bit of entertainment, making it more memorable, they will then transfer that same information from the trick and the messaging. It'll maybe lead to some action later on in positive ways.
Super! What a great idea! I like it.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So let me show you a bit of. You want to learn a trick?
Oh,
I'd love to.
Yeah, you're talking my language.
Okay, and I know I use the word trick, and I'm going to keep using it because magicians always say, "Oh, want to do a trick?" Well, yes. So I'm going to show you a trick, and this is really fun. It uses something that every single person here has. It's in their home, in their office, in their schools, anywhere. And if you don't have one, you'll get one in your mail. You never know. So this is kind of simple. It's kind of fun. Elastic bands have interesting properties. You may not know it, but you can actually train an elastic band. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I have it wrapped around two of my fingers. I'm going to make it jump to the other side. All I have to do is give it the command jump. So watch. Jump! Jump! All right, so it's not totally trained. It's in the amateur stage. Jump! Oh, there it goes. So from one side to the other. In fact, if I do it again, jump, it jumps to the other side. It's really crazy. Who would know that something as simple as that could actually do tricks? Want to learn how to do it?
Yeah, of course. Okay. Come on. You can't leave us hanging like that.
Teach you how to do this. This is fun, and it's really simple. You need an elastic band. Okay. And you're going to put it around your two fingers, but what you don't see is the backstage area here. As I'm flicking this elastic band and playing with it a bit, I pull it out, and these four fingers go into the hole, and when I snap, it's going across the fingernails. So when you're in the fingernails, but it still looks like it's around only two fingers. Now, when I lift my fingers quickly, it looks like it jumps over or through my finger. But in fact, it's going really, this is the science of it. It's doing that. Okay, now that's fun. That's level one. Okay,
level one.
But now we're going to up the game a bit because we want to bring as much mystery and coolness to this as we can. We add a second.
What?
Oh, yes. As impossible as it may seem, not only can they jump, they can actually pass through each other like smoke through a screen, just like that. What? The yellow on this side, the pink on this side, and yet at the same time, somehow, some way, they jump.
He's a witch.
How weird and cool is that? Now, one extra step. Instead of just pulling it downwards, you're going to be pulling both of them. Now, how do you do that? You have to do one step, and that's to cross them over.
Okay.
Your finger goes in between there. As you pull, you'll notice that the center gets a little bigger, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to wrap your fingers in there. And then when you do the same thing, one will go this way, one will go this way, and they jump. So once again, we're going to cross these over. And in the center there is where you're going to pull down, kind of stretch it out so your fingers can go in the center. And then you just lift your fingers and they join. Now, you think that that's it, but no. We take it one step further.
Drop my phone.
One more step. The impossibility, because people actually think that they jump over your fingers. No. We'll prove, in fact, as Houdini escaped from a solid steel milk can, we are sealing those poor elastic bands to their fate. We're putting them so that they can't possibly escape, and yet they still change places.
All right,
even
okay,
though trapped inside, they still jump. Now, if that doesn't blow your mind,
it blows my mind.
Now,
my word.
The green elastic does nothing. Absolutely nothing. If you turn and twist it and twist it and twist it, just to give it a little matrix looking thing, this one is still going to go over here. And this one is still going to go over here. Exactly the same way. So if you cross it over, put your fingers in there. Now remember, you're doing it with your hand this way or it gives it away. And you magic. It jumps.
Wow.
I'm now going to go make the Richardson building disappear.
Yeah, good for you.
One little thing.
Try getting
you
the
have
dish.
to point out which side the yellow and which side the pink is, or whichever colors. Because if you open your hand and they say, well, nothing happened because it happened so fast, kind of blows the illusion. So the yellow is on this side, the pink is on this side, and yet with a snap of my fingers, the yellow is now on the opposite side as the pink.
That's
A
cool.
little bit of miracle for a few little bits of fun. It's really simple to learn. It takes a little bit of practice. The getting the fingers in quickly is really the key, and that takes just a little bit of practice. And once you master the first one, the others are child's play.
That is very cool. Very cool.
So that's kind of an example of what I mean about taking a trick and going more in depth in, oh, here's an elastic and it jumps. Who cares? Who cares? Now, if I was to take that and I start talking about how the elasticity of this new material that we've developed over 30 years can actually make things porous and filter, you can make a story about anything. And if that happened to be about a product or something in an illustrative point, you'd be going, hey, that's really cool. Where can I buy that?
That is a very good point. It's all in the show. It's all in the presentation, and you are a master of that.
Simplicity is key. I mean, you can do really complex things. I mean, I do tricks that I've taken 20, 30 years to learn how to do card manipulations where my poor fingers are arthritic. And it's just as good as that elastic illusion. There's no difference because it's all the emotion. It's what can you get across? Did you amaze them? Did you put a smile on their face? Did they laugh at it? Were they entertained? Did they get some information across? That's what matters, not how many years it took to make the fingers, meh.
Right. Well,
so,
unbelievable.
Pardon me?
No, I said unbelievable. So what's next for you?
Well, pretty well more of the same until vaccinations start becoming de rigueur, because until the next maybe year from now when things really do settle down, and I do think it's going to take a long time.
Oh yeah.
I am especially working on more and more online material. Both doing one of the big things we're doing. I believe it's December the 20th. I'm doing an actual virtual show live in studio. We built at our warehouse. We carved out a fairly large chunk, about 500 square feet of just a set design, and we made just a little area where I can do live performances, but doing it on Zoom so it's interactive. So you're not just watching me, you're actually doing things. Like you had some elastic bands with you. You got to come along and play with this. But imagine if you were just, well, let's try and experiment. Let's try and experiment. I got a deck of cards. Let's try it with both you guys.
Okay.
So you can see that this is, you know,
Yep.
a Walmart special or whatever. Mark, let's try you first. At any point in time, I'm going to go through the cards, and I'm going to ask you to just say stop. At any time you want, you say stop. There?
Yes.
You see that card?
Yes.
Now, I know I can see it. That's okay. That makes it a bit elusive. But this is what I say. This is an interactive show. So you're going to be intimately in part of it. Not that you just selected a card and will not forget this one. But that is going to be integral to this. Is going to be kind of a two-part. I'm going to take a random selection. So you just make sure it's random. I'll go in here. And I won't even look at it. And I'm going to turn it and place it upside down in the deck. Just like that. I'll place it inside the box. And I'm going to show you, you've been watching this. You've been watching the sign here the whole time. Remember the sign. Oh, I'm sorry, that's marketing. I apologize.
You are
Mark, you were just thinking of a card.
Yep.
You just used your imagination. You just could have stopped me at any point in time, but maybe you thought I was trying to get you to stop it. I don't know. But this has been sitting there the whole time. What was the card that you took a look at?
King of Spades?
That's what it was.
King of Spades. So that was as random as you could get. We were just flipping through the deck and you stopped me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Correct.
how could I possibly know that you would stop at the King of Spades?
Oh my God.
Now wait a second. Wait. I don't want you to think
That's insane.
that I was forcing you to take a specific card or anything like that. It was completely random. John, you don't even know what card you're thinking of yet. Because what I'm going to ask you to do is, in your head, think of a card, but I want you to think of a card and then change your mind.
Think of a card and then change my mind to another card?
Yes.
Okay.
And now, wait, I want you to change it again.
Okay, I'm going to think of a card, erase it, and think of another one. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And now change it
Do
again.
I write it down or anything?
No, just this is all in your mind.
All right, in my mind.
Have you got it?
Yes.
Perfect. Do you want to change your mind or keep that card?
Nope.
We have nothing prearranged. I want you to
nothing at all. Nothing at all.
That you didn't even know you were going to participate in this.
No, I did not. I'm telling the honest truth.
For the first time, name your card.
4 of hearts.
4 of hearts. There is no way I could know you were going to take the 4 cards. You change your mind, you change your mind, you change your mind, you got a 4 of hearts.
That's right.
But at the beginning, I took a random card. I did not look at it. And I went through the deck. And one card alone is upside down in the deck. I don't know if we can you see a card that's upside down? Oh, there.
I see it. There it is. And if that's it, I'm
There's
leaving.
no other card turned upside down, is there?
No, sir.
These are all random cards.
Yeah.
The 4.
Son of a bitch.
No, Brian Glover, but thank you.
Burn him at the
That is,
stake.
honest to God, I'm telling you the truth, folks. I had no idea I was going to do this. That was absolutely in my head.
He's a witch.
No, stop that. He's not a witch. He's an illusionist.
It's on a miracle level. And that's what I'm talking about, connecting with people and having fun and doing something that's impossible. And you can be 1,000 miles away and we connected.
No kidding.
So that's what I do in a virtual show, and I'm hoping that people will tune in and come and watch our virtual shows.
Excellent. So how can people find you, obviously?
Well, obviously, they can go to brianglow.com, which is that's the site that's being actually revamped as we speak, but it's currently there. There'll be announcements. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube and internet. It will probably be a It'll be a live stream. It's going to be hosted by the Home Roots Chez Nous, the people who do folk concerts and music concerts around North America. They were going to house concerts, and now they've gone virtual. And we talked to each other, and they loved what I'm doing. And I'm going to be their first ever Magic Illusion show for virtual. And when I say virtual, I mean just like you were helping me now. Imagine 1,000 people on Zoom being able to do things. You will get an email when you buy a ticket will tell you props you should have, like a couple of cards and a coin and a piece of string, so that you'll be able to do things not only together, but when I say rip cards up, I want you to rip cards up. When I say throw cards away, you're going to throw cards away. And we're going to see if 1,000 people can somehow be synchronous and do some of the same things together. It will be amazing.
I am, if it's anything of smithereen of what you did to me just now, they're going to have their mind. That blow my mind. I am not going to sleep tonight, you son of a gun, you. I don't know how it did.
I'm so happy you enjoyed that.
I enjoyed it very much.
That was really, really.
Thank you
really,
so much for being a guest. We definitely want to see you again and again and again.
Sure, my pleasure.
Cards like that.
Stop talking to him.
This is my
Thank you very much.
I'm really small, so all cards look big.
Oh, Brian, I love you, brother. Yeah.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, John. Have a great time. Thanks for having me.
We'll post your website up on our page after the show so people can find you.
Thank you.
All right, man. Take care.
Be safe.
That was amazing. And I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. I just thought, first I thought 8 o'clock, right? Then he said, forget that and think of another one. I went 4 of hearts. And in that deck, the card 4 of hearts was backwards. That we didn't talk before.
No.
Nothing. No, I am being totally honest with you. And that blew my mind.
The funny thing is, I really wish I had put us on like the 2-screen part there. So people could have seen the look on your face.
Look at my face. I got to take a break and change my pants. That's what I got to do.
4 of hearts showed up. I thought you were really going to crack some.
I would, really oh, geez, Louise. Speaking of which,
you are old and
incontinent. Speaking of which, do we have like something you can play for a break?
To go to the
I gotta go pee.
Actually,
come on, I'm being honest with you. Like, tell me you haven't gone since we've been on.
Let me see if there's something I can put in there. Hey, let's watch the bananas.
No,
again.
not gonna watch the banana thing again.
Well, that's all I got.
All right,
except for Giuliani, and I think the bananas are better than Giuliana.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Hey,
no, you're not taking a camera with me.
Oh.
25 things to do with a banana.
A smile. A frown. A boomerang. A baseball. A stress ball. A weapon. A cell phone.
Hello? Yes, I would like a double-decker diabetes cheeseburger.
A beak. Fruit ninja. Fruit hunter. Fruit fighter. A hand. A foot. A head.
I am a banana!
Makeup.
First, you have to apply the foundation. And then you can apply all the eyeliner, lipstick, and everything that makes you look beautiful.
A kickball. A mask.
I'm Banana Man.
A toothbrush. A tongue. A snack. An iPod. An air freshener. A hammer. A banana hammock. A tire block.
That is so awesome. And so, what are you doing?
I'm listening to Carrie Salke.
Oh,
yeah, Carrie Salke is a writing partner of mine, and we have projects going on, and we're all over the map. That's what COVID. I think if there's anything positive to come out of it, a few things.
Yes,
we have gotten more creative. You and I are out of work entertainers. We created this right at our real live dining room table with cheesy set. And Carrie and I are working on a couple projects actually, and wonderful writer and very funny, and also getting in touch with old friends.
Yes, that has been very, very big. I've been in more contact with my father and my mother. They are thousands of miles away from me, and of course, a girl I've known since high school,
right?
Who's more like a sister to me than anything on the planet.
Well, now you're talking my language.
And Michelle, a shout out to you, Mitch. Love you, girl, and say hi to your wonderful husband and your beautiful daughter.
All right. Well, I'll tell you my little story about reconnecting.
Yes.
Pam Dunnigan is she and I lived across the street from each other on Lovell Road in Holden, Massachusetts. And we were best friends growing up. Like I was the only boy invited to her birthday parties, that type of thing. And I'd go on vacation with her family and stuff like that. And just a great kid. And we had tons of fun and great back in the 70s when life was simple, you know, and yeah, just a really, really neat person. And we connected over this, and she's going to be on a show next week, actually. Yep. There's Pam's high school picture. She's going to kill me. There you go, Pam. There's
you know what? She was a lovely young lady.
Well, what do you mean was?
Well, I don't know what she looks like now.
Well, I don't either, tell you the truth, but I'm sure she's gorgeous.
Well, okay, I can show you why I say that.
Yes, well, I'll tell you the story. Her mother and my mother were both pregnant at the same time, and Pam and I were born. And then we were trying to figure out the other night on the phone when was the first memory we have of each other. We really can't come up with one. But there was never anything romantic. We never dated in high school. Nothing. We were just like brother and sister. And wait a minute.
Hang on.
Wait. Her mother, what?
Before you do that, I got to show you something so that people can connect.
No.
Together. Look at that. I found John.
All right, that's my high school yearbook picture. Enough.
That's why I said I don't know what she looks like now, because look at the dork.
You know what?
I
remember that picture, Dave, because I was backstage doing jazz. We were doing a rehearsal for our musical, and I had sweats on, and I brought the sweater and that Greg Brady collared shirt, and I threw it on, sat down in a stool in the hallway, got my thing, went backstage, and you know, we used to get made fun of my friends for taking dance, right?
Yeah.
And all the football players would give us heck. Me and my buddy Tom Dufo.
You took dance?
I took jazz and jazz.
I took jazz and ballet.
Yeah, and the whole bit. And so I was in all the high school musicals, and our football buddies were like, you wimp, you know the names they call you, right?
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, you can't say them now, but I was like, dude, what are you talking about? You're on a field sweating with 30 other guys. I'm backstage with 20 girls in leotards. Now, come on, dude. And I never dated one of them either. But
you were saying about
but Pam and I, so I'm trying to figure out, wait a minute, we never dated. We just really like brother and sister. And her mother was pregnant at the same time my mother was pregnant. And wait a minute, it's like almost like a Star Wars thing. It's almost like a Luke and Leia thing. Maybe there was one father ran across the street. Oh, now stop that. Come on. That is not what I'm talking about yet.
Well, I mean,
no, Pam and I, she's on next week. She's absolutely a riot, and her political views are absolutely hilarious. And so there you go, Pam. I did it. Go ahead, sue me. There you go. We'll talk to you next week.
And I'm going to film his death and have it on our show
with a banana.
With a banana.
That's right.
She's gonna.
I dropped my phone, man. I don't know what I did to it. I don't know. I haven't talked to it. There we go. Never mind. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so coming up in just a little while, a few minutes actually. Yeah. Good old the sports doctor Dave Petrishen, good friend of mine, great guy. Does a lot for the community, is going to come on and we're going to talk sports. And I'm a little confused as to what's happening in the world of sports with COVID. I don't know if these, like the World Series, does that matter? Does the Stanley Cup matter? Is that a real season? I don't get it. I don't think it is.
I don't think so. I mean, basically they're going straight into playoffs. It seems
it's poppycock, I tell you.
Everybody's in the playoffs, and we're just going to whittle it down.
My glasses are just filthy.
Yeah, that's possible.
No, they are, man. I got like 30 pair of glasses, and I had to pick the dirtiest ones.
But
we were talking bacon grease.
Did you see what was going on in Steinbach on the weekend?
I told you, don't bring it up. How irate I was. Yeah. And it's not so much just because of Steinbach. It's the no maskers out there protesting. What the hell is wrong with you morons?
Yeah,
these you got me going. You out there protesting, don't wear a mask. It invades my privacy. Well, you know what?
News for you.
That's for you. Because you know what? You're putting my family at risk, parents at risk, kids are at risk, and kids don't get it. Yeah, bullshit.
On CNN, they had a really good analogy.
I'm just so pissed off.
They've got all these people that say my body, my right. Fine, fantastic. You got a body, you got your right, but you got a car. Doesn't mean you got the right to drive down the wrong side of the street.
That's right.
You're also not allowed to walk around downtown without pants on.
I found that out the hard way. But here's the thing: you wear a mask. It's not when I can't breathe. Yeah, really? You put a scarf on in the winter, you moron? Yeah, I think you might. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I am a chronic asthmatic. I mean, I've got asthma so bad that it can kill me. I fight through the mask.
You wear a mask?
Yeah, I do. I fight through the mask. It's a little bit rough, but I do it.
Yes, you do.
And because of the fact that I might be asymptomatic. Right. And I might
now you tell me.
Well, I'm not going to warn you. And John and I might be living here asymptomatic. We go out, we don't have the mask on, we're spreading it to other people.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter. I mean, hell, it could be to somebody young who's going to tough through it without even knowing they had it.
Yeah.
But then they go to their grandparents and give it to poor old grandma, and then boom. Done.
You know what? I don't want to get letters about this from religious folks. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever you believe, you believe. But when they said God will protect me, yeah, you know what? Keep it up. You're going to meet them real soon. That's the way it's going to be, pal. And, my kids need to breathe. Yeah, well, do you want to breathe them longer? For the rest of their life? Wear a mask. What is your problem?
Save yourself. Save a friend. That's the thing.
Yep.
Save your friends.
I'm biting my tongue. What?
Look at what's happening down in the States.
Oh, forget about it. I'm American. My whole family's down there. My dad's 89 years old, and he lives in New England, and it's getting worse in New England. And my brothers and sisters and whatnot are all corralled around him. And the guy can't even, they won't let him go anywhere.
Just
of course,
on the news that as of Friday, they now are the highest caseload for COVID for any country in the world.
Well, of course they are. Of course they are.
They have quarter of
and that orange dipwad who still won't admit he lost the presidency. Donnie, you lost, pal. Go home.
He must really like you.
Oh, why?
Did you see his hair is like your color now?
I know he stopped dyeing it orange.
Yeah, I know,
I think he's just scared because his hair turned white. That's what happened. Because he's going. He's out. He's gone. And they're like, well, no, we're going to.
Okay, let's calm you down for a second.
I'm standing over here in the corner until I can calm down.
Okay, I'm going to bring Dave Petrishen on this.
All right, fine. Where's Dave?
He's right here.
Dave.
Hi, Dave.
Dave Petrishen, the sports doctor. How you doing, pal?
I'm outstanding, gentlemen.
Outstanding where?
By myself.
Dave, I thank you so much for coming on. We have a long history, as you know, and you do wonderful things for the media and wonderful things for a ton of charities in the city. But your passion is sports. Dr. Sports, the sports doctor, the man, the myth, the legend, the PhD of sports.
I'm just having a long conversation about a friend of ours, Don Callis, who works for TNA Wrestling, and he's written not him written an article. There's been an article written about him and AEW star Kenny Omega. So a few friends of mine and I are having a conversation about that again with our love of sports.
Right? Yeah, no kidding. So how is COVID different? Like we all know that you can't do full seasons. You all know you can't have fans, but what's your take on the whole thing? And you mentioned to me when we were chatting about, fanless events.
Well, it's interesting to see. First of all, watching sports is much different. It started with hockey in the bubble, baseball might have been started a little bit earlier, watching games with no fans. Now, baseball kind of made it kind of cool because they were the ones the first to sweeten the sound and like some crowd noise. And some places got really creative with cardboard cutouts of fans in the stands. And that was kind of neat. Everybody saw Geddy Lee from Rush in there and Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's at some of the fields. Yeah. Hockey was fun because, you really don't need fans in the stands for hockey. And I want to say that thinking about football. Like football, when the Winnipeg Blue Bombers play, the fans can help the team by making a lot of noise, drawing other teams offside, really getting involved with the game. And, of course, the players, they jump into the crowd after touchdowns. But when's the last time a hockey crowd because of the noise, drew an offside penalty for the opponents. It doesn't work that way. So hockey seemed to be relatively normal in the bubble, again with the sweet and sound. And then you saw college football come back, and where I'm going to take this one is, some places are playing without fans. Some places are playing with 5,000 or 6,000 fans in the stands. And then you come to last week's Notre Dame Clemson game, when after the game, when everybody in the country was waiting for Saturday Night Live, we watched the end of that game and the thousands of people that poured onto the field. Now, I'm not a medical genius, but I'm thinking that there could be 1 or 2 COVID cases, because very few of those fans were wearing masks, and a lot of them were extremely close.
First thing I thought was super spreader.
Exactly. And that over the last 2 weeks have really taken on a bit of a name, because it started with some of those Trump rallies.
Right.
And after that football game, it was out of control.
So let me ask you a question. I heard someone talk about the halftime show at the Super Bowl being someone I have never heard of, as usual. So I didn't even know there was going to be a Super Bowl.
Well, the NFL's playing, and for most of the stadiums, it's fanless. I think Kansas City was the first one I saw some fans in. Tampa Bay may have some fans. I know they're prohibited in Minneapolis because I'm a Minnesota Vikings season ticket holder.
That's right.
Yeah, New York has banned fans for the whole year. New Jersey, because both of their stadiums. Vegas won't have fans. Los Angeles won't have fans. I believe Chicago's in that same boat. The governor of Florida said the Miami Dolphins can have up to 65,000. We all know what kind of state Florida is, though. But NFL kind of stepped in and said, no, you're not. But the season is going along relatively smooth. There's been a few postponements of games because of some outbreaks on teams. It seems they take that very seriously. And if there's a number of players, like we just saw Ben Roethlisberger over the week isolated because another player on the team who he had close contact with tested positive. But Ben Roethlisberger was in the lineup today after he passed all the protocols. So they're holding guys out. It hasn't really affected the on-field play a lot. And there will be a Super Bowl in February, barring any real tragedies, I suppose.
But when you have a shorter season like we saw with some sports, is that I guess my question is, does it really count?
Well, I think that, John, I imagine where with the place of birth on your birth certificate, you are a big baseball fan.
Yes, I am. That's what I was referring to. I should have been more specific.
Yeah, and I would imagine that I think they played 60 game season.
Right.
I believe that the normal season, they get 61 home games. I believe it's 122 games.
Yeah.
So do games in professional baseball, Major League Baseball, do they really count in March, April, May, June? So I think that even though they ended up in like normal time, like the end of October, I think baseball can not needs to have an asterisk with a shortened season. We've seen shortened seasons before with strikes and stuff, so I think it was okay.
Well, maybe I'm a little bitter because the Red Sox weren't very good this year. Maybe I'm just holding a grudge.
Could be.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Were they ever good?
What, are you kidding me?
I don't know. I don't watch sports. I watch
Obviously
Formula 1 racing and CFL football.
But I'm going to ask you one question though: who won the World Series? I can't remember right now.
I can't remember who won the World Series this year.
It just came back to me, the Dodgers, but I don't think I do. That was my point when I brought this up too, when we were exchanging some messages earlier in the week. Does anybody really care about sports right now?
Well, what's your gut feeling? Because you live, eat, and breathe them. What are you hearing from your diehard sports buddies?
Yeah, we don't care. Like, we really don't care. We have our teams in the NFL, but it's not as much. Like, for instance, today I hadn't put on a game on television today. My Minnesota Vikings play tomorrow in Chicago, but I checked the scores. I checked my fantasy team.
So
baseball.
I was going to say, it's no longer a sit around the TV all Sunday thing.
No, I watched baseball, a couple of games of the World Series after the Winnipeg Jets were eliminated in, it seems like August, right? It was July, August. Yeah. I didn't watch any more hockey, really. Top of my head, I know Tampa Bay won, but I don't know how they won, or I mean, what was the game count?
Exactly.
I don't know if anybody cares right now.
Exactly.
Sports should be an escape. Under the presidency of your dude, Donald Trump.
Whoa. Back up the pickle truck. He is not my dude by any stretch of the imagination.
You should hear this guy rant about him when we're not on the mic.
Oh,
I don't know. I totally had my tongue firmly planted in my cheek there.
Yes, I know you did.
Where was I going with this?
I don't know.
Football is supposed to be, sports is supposed to be an escape. You know, we watch other people perform at a high level, great athletes, millionaire athletes, and we root for a team. We feel good about that. We have a sense of pride. Canadian Football League, we cheer for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Yep.
We cheer for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. We cheer for the Winnipeg Jets. It's hometown proud. I don't know with football, it really, the antics of the soon-to-be former president really changed a lot of people's views on sports when he made it really political. It's not supposed to be political. It's supposed to be fun. You know, you're supposed to go to a game with buddies and drink some beer.
That's right.
And watch your team.
And eat Mary Brown's chicken.
Oh, I think so.
That's delicious stuff. It really is. Hey, my big question to you is, Dave, is the male sensitivity training session still going to happen this year?
Well, the committee,
people don't know what that is. It's an annual event. Dave, take it from there.
Annual event that we recognize the it all began because, you know, we as men, and there's 3 of us here, in theory, of course, we're not. I'm taking your words for it.
Thank you.
The Christmas is a tough time of year. December is a tough time of year for a man. We are pulled constantly to in-laws' places, visiting relatives, dragged to malls, forced to do things like put up lights and death-defying feats with hanging up strings and putting up trees. And we really don't have a say in really what goes on in December. And a lot of guys were feeling a little disenchanted and maybe even a little bitter. So we created 10 years ago male sensitivity training for men to allow them to get in touch with their feelings during this very difficult time of a season for being a man. We hold our annual event at Hooters Conference and the Banquet Center.
Likely so.
Great place.
Yeah, and it's a fellowship. It's expanded. We probably had at one point last year about 100 men out. It's usually the last Saturday before Christmas, and it's a time for fellowship. It's evolved now into an awards presentation. We have a Man of the Year, which used to kind of be a lark because we would choose somebody like Bill Cosby or Harvey Weinstein. But no, we have evolved. We've taken a higher road, a higher approach.
Good.
For instance, 2 years ago, it was Dave Wheeler.
Okay.
But then we've also have a celebrity award too. And last year it went to Don Percy.
Great guy.
Yeah. So not only have we've evolved as an organization, and here's the as long as you don't tell anybody.
Okay. Just between us 3.
Here's the dirty little secret about male sensitivity training. It's way easier to tell your significant other you're going to a male sensitivity training course than to say you're going to go spend an afternoon and drink beer with DDP at Hooters.
That's true. And you know what's fun? I've been to a few when all the wives come to pick up their husbands at the end of the day.
Well, there's been a few times we've had to wave off a wife because it has continued. We've actually expanded. Sometimes it's supposed to get scheduled to last till 6. We've seen it go till 8. We've seen it shift over to the Marion and then the Teasers Hotel. So it's kind of evolving into a whole day event now.
That's
wow, that's awesome.
So you were saying how sports really doesn't mean much. The escape is not there. So what do you do to escape now to replace that time that you would normally be doing sports?
Well, first of all, it's been very nice because I did not have to spend money on my last few Winnipeg Jets games or playoff games. I did not spend any money at Winnipeg Blue Bomber games this year. I deferred my tickets. I got a refund for my Minnesota Vikings tickets, and I got a refund for my Winnipeg Goldeyes tickets. Not that I have a big pile of money in my bank account because that money somehow got spent in other ways.
That's incredible.
Yeah. I think everybody has done the same thing. I think everybody has really spent some of that money on streaming services like Netflix. I've watched a lot of television. I've rediscovered a lot of television programs I've missed throughout the years, and I purchased books through Amazon. Mostly books.
Books you read? Dave.
Mostly books on professional wrestling, like the history of Stampede Wrestling and stuff. But
nice.
Just a side note, my father-in-law is an ex-wrestler, John Sayers.
Nice.
Look at his blank stare.
He doesn't know. He was he was Stampede for a while. He was also All-Star Wrestling. John Sayers.
Yeah. Well, the thing about that is, as a former professional wrestler myself, you seldom know people by their real names. It's either a nickname that I probably couldn't say over public airwaves, or their wrestling name. So,
Killer Muldoon,
Fuzzy Sayers, or Gentleman John Sayers. What are those two names that you went by?
Well, Gentleman John seems to ring a bell to me right now. Yeah.
He used to hang out with Tanta when Tanta first started.
Again, blank stare.
Earthquake.
Yeah, I was just going to say John Tanta. Yeah.
Yeah, them two
I actually, if you look hard enough on YouTube and Facebook, you'll find a couple of matches for me when I was at All-Star Wrestling in British Columbia back in 1984.
Whoa!
What did you call yourself back then?
I was Dynamite Dave Petro.
Dynamite Dave Petro. I knew that, of course.
It sounds very familiar.
Yeah. Did you have a mullet?
I did not have a mullet. I had a mullet in the 90s, but I guess I did, because my wrestling career took me through the 80s, and then there was a bit of a hiatus, and then we started back up again about 1994, went to about 2000, and then there was a hiatus, and now I'm still currently involved with a local organization, helping them with their television product and doing ring announcing and television broadcasting for them.
That's fantastic.
What's your favorite potato story?
What the hell are you talking
Potatoes
about?
when they make when something goes wrong in the middle of the ring, like.
Well, I don't really have I have a couple of stories I could share with Don Callis hitting me with chairs, but one of the greatest stories I have, and I was wrestling, and I was wrestling with Mike Stone. His real name is Mike Harris. He was my tag team partner, and we were managed by the Canadian superstar, a man we know as Walter Shevchuk. And we had a big card. At that time, we were on what was before CTV Winnipeg, CKY Television. We had a program, and so we were actually getting some pretty decent cards, shows. And we were the tag team champions, myself and Mike Stone, managed by the Canadian superstar, Walter Shevchuk. We were being challenged by Chris Pepper, local wrestling legend, and former, also competed in the American Wrestling Association, and Dean Ho, famous, used to go by Dean Higuchi, but made a name for himself in the All-Star Wrestling promotion out of Vancouver. So we were in the middle of a tag team match, and if you could imagine this, tag team matches are always chaos. So the finish of the match comes. Dean Ho has my tag team partner, Mike Stone, in the figure four leg lock in the middle of the ring. And we're champions. And we can feel our championships slipping away. We are just mere moments. Mike will give up because this is a deathly hold. And so I get into the ring and I'm going to go. But what happens is the referee pushes me back into the corner and is admonishing me because I'm not getting out of the ring fast enough. In the meantime, Canadian superstar, he goes to the opposite corner up to the top rope and is about to break up this figure four leg lock. And the key to this was because the referee's there, the referee's back was turned. When the referee would turn around, my partner, Mike Stone, would be on top of Dean Ho. 1, 2, 3, we would retain our titles. So as I'm in the corner, coming there, sorry, I missed one important part of the story. Chris Pepper came out to challenge me. So the referee is dealing with Chris Pepper, and Chris Pepper's wailing on me in the corner. Referee's back is turned. Canadian superstar is going to do his dirty work. But there's some fan all of a sudden comes there and he starts pulling on the referee's leg. He's pulling on. He wants to tell the referee to turn around to see this evil skullduggery. So I'm in the ring and I'm getting a brutal beating by Chris Pepper. I'm getting pummeled with forearm smashes, but I see this fan out, so I stick my leg between the second and top and second rope and give the fan a boot. Right to the mouth. Right? So there's me taking a ferocious beating, right? I'm getting it all directions from Chris Pepper, but I still have the semblance of mind to hit
booted him in the head. That's awesome.
Wow.
And of course, what happened is the referee turned around. Dean Ho is doesn't know if he's foot or horseback, and Mike Stone covers him for the 1, 2, 3.
All right.
So were you heel or were you babyface?
That time I was a heel.
Excellent.
That's the bad guy.
Well, Dave, we'd love to have you come back time and time again, if you don't mind.
I would love to anytime.
All right, but I got to be honest with you, pal. You know I love you. We've been friends for years, but I did reach out to another sports friend of mine first, and watch this clip and take a look.
He actually made a voice call to him.
Just look. Hey, everybody! I'm just going to give my good buddy Jay Onright a call. We'd like to have him on the show in a week or so. He's on TSN. Former co-host on Breakfast Television. I know he'll be on it. He loves me. This guy is great. Hey, Jay, I got this little thing I'm doing in my kitchen with my buddy Mark, and we have a sports little segment coming up, and I want to know, being who you are at TSN, that you would help us out with it. What do you think, buddy?
No.
Yeah, so Dave, you're actually my first choice, to be honest with you, but that was kind of funny.
That's very special. I'm surprised that he actually picked up, because usually he could be getting a manicure, a hair done, a massage, a bubble bath.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the famous mani pedis.
Yep. So listen, anytime you want to come on, you got something to chat about, give me a call.
I know where to find you guys Sunday nights at 9.
Yeah, that's right. We'll see you the next time
Thank
around.
you so much for being a part of this. You were awesome.
And buy Mary Brown's chicken.
Yeah, Mary Brown's chicken, the best chicken.
After 9. All my stores are closed now. I'm getting hungry for chicken.
Oh, do you have any at your house? We can come over.
Yeah, I'll be right there.
Just live chickens.
Oh, okay. I don't want to know.
Well, as long as you pluck it and cook it before I get there.
I don't think there's plucking and cooking involved. Dave, love you, buddy. We'll see you soon.
You bet. Bye now.
Take care. Oh, there we
go.
What a great
character. He's awesome.
He is fantastic. He's just such a neat guy. And he does, like I said, he does a lot of charity work. Dreams Take Flight. He's with those folks and all sorts of charity involvement. And just the guy knows how to have a good time. That's for sure. That's for sure. Boy. So I do believe we've come to the end of this week's show. Or do you have something else?
So just want to look at who's next week.
Well, you got Pam Dunnigan. Remember?
Well, we got Blair from the Dust Rhinos.
The Dust Rhinos, a great band.
You got
Pam's gonna make an appearance, yeah.
And Scott McTaggart.
Scott McTaggart, of course, of Fusion Grill. And hey, if you want to come on, please just let us know. We said before, this show is about you guys. It's about the everyday person. It's like you have a business and COVID's wiping people out. If we can help you, it doesn't cost anything to come on the show, talk about your product, have a bitch session, whatever you want to do.
If you have a hobby you'd like to share with us.
I would love to learn a new hobby. How are you coping with this whole mess?
Yes. I mean, that's one of the big things. How is everybody coping with COVID? And
I don't want to make the whole show about COVID.
No, of course not. But I mean, find out how they're doing with COVID, and then find something, maybe they have, a favorite recipe they'd like to share with us.
Oh, cooking.
Maybe if you can set up in your kitchen.
Well, the holidays are coming.
Yes.
How about some wacky holiday stories or recipes? That'd be kind of neat.
That would be wonderful. Or
I got to buy a
gift
tree.
ideas.
I don't have a tree yet. What?
Gift ideas.
Gift ideas. Yeah, but everybody's like getting slammed financially. So creative gift ideas.
That's kind of what
handmade ideas.
Now, don't ever. People out there sometimes think, well, I'm going to go cheap and make gifts. That does not make them cheap.
No,
that just makes you.
My best gifts. I tell my kids every year, my grown kids, 31 and 29, and now my grandchildren, handmade gift. Don't you spend a nickel. I don't need anything.
Oh, and then on the 29th, we've got a special show. The Never Alone Foundation is going to be on with us.
Fantastic.
Mike Schaefer.
Great stuff.
And we're going to have a special guest, Santa Claus, right here.
What?
Santa. Yeah, I know you're going to be Santa for the kids.
No, I am.
You are Santa? Oh, hang on.
I'm moving out.
Hang on. I want to sit on your knee and ask
Get off my knee.
Well, with that, I'm going to say good night.
Good night.
We love you all. And join us here next week.
You are getting nothing in your stocking this year.
I'm Jewish. We don't have Christmas.
Exactly my point.
So I better have something for Hanukkah.
I can't even spell
we're gonna combine the two and have Christmaka. We're gonna have the Christmaka special.
Good.
What date would that be?
I don't know. I'm gonna write it on my calendar.
Hang on. Christmas is on. Let's see.
December 25th, you goof.
No, what day is that though? So
the day after the 24th.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My daughter's birthday is Christmas Eve.
How brilliant.
Why, you making fun of my daughter?
No, you.
I'll take you outside right now, pal.
Oh, really? Let's go for a walk.
Yeah, no.
Tonight, that'll be Sunday the 20th.
Okay.
It'll be our show, our Christmas special.
Okay. Fine. I'll be here. I live here. I have nowhere to go.
I need to dress like an elf then.
Mhm.
You're gonna dress like a Santa, right?
Not a Santa.
Like the Santa.
How many times? How many times do I got to explain?
Where are you parking the sleigh?
I'll tell you where I'll park it if you don't move. See?